Hello friends, this is Mahesh Pathak and today I am going to teach you about the very important topic of genetics. We can say that whole genetics is based on this topic. If you want to learn about this topic, I will suggest you to watch this video till end so that you can get whole idea of the structure of DNA. Okay, so let's start with the topic, the structure of DNA. Structure of DNA. So as we all know that the full form of DNA is deoxyribose nucleic acid. So basically it is an acidic component which is present inside your cells, right? And the also it contains some other elements like it contains sugar, and also it contains nitrogen bases. So if we carefully look at the structure of DNA, it is basically made up of three components: the sugar, the phosphate group which is acidic in nature, and the third component is nitrogen base. But these all three elements come together to form a one functional unit. We can say one unit of the DNA, and that unit is a monomer, and so many of those units will join together to form a whole chain of DNA. And that monomer is known as what? That monomer is known as nucleotide. Okay, so let me write, we can write this as this DNA is made up of so many nucleotides, and nucleotide is made up of three things. Nucleotide is made up of three things. First is the phosphate, second the sugar which is deoxyribose sugar. It is a type of sugar which is a monosaccharide, मतलब उसके अंदर सिर्फ एक ही यूनिट होगा. It will contain only one single unit of sugar, right? And it is made up of 5 carbons, so it is a pentose sugar. So in monosaccharide we have some types according to the present number of carbon present in that particular sugar. The monosaccharides can be classified into pentose, hexose, septose, etc. So it is a deoxyribose sugar, it is a pentose sugar, it is made up of 5 carbons. Okay, so it is a deoxyribose sugar. And the third component is the nitrogen base, which is the most important component, nitrogen bases. So nitrogen bases can be of mainly two types, purines and pyrimidines, as we will discuss about it. So these three components joining together to form one nucleotide, and so many nucleotides will join together to form a strand of DNA, right? So how these three components will join? The phosphate will be present on the outer side of the DNA strand. Okay, so I have drawn this phosphate for you, and the sugar will be present in the middle like this. So as I told you that this sugar is made up of 5 carbon. So this is first carbon of the sugar, this is second, this is third, this is fourth, and this is fifth carbon. Okay, and to this sugar the nitrogen base is attached like this. Okay, nitrogen base can be it can be adenine, guanine, cytosine or thymine. One of 4 nitrogen bases. Not all 4 nitrogen bases will present in single nucleotide. One of 4 nitrogen bases, one of these 4 nitrogen base will be present in the nucleotide. So let's say the adenine is present here, so it is adenine nucleotide, right? So in this way these all 3 components will join to form a single nucleotide. So here we get the structure of nucleotide, right? At the 5th carbon this phosphate group is joined. If we carefully look at the structure of deoxyribose sugar, it has 5 carbon, first, second, third, fourth, and this one is fifth. At the fifth carbon, phosphate is attached. This should be this thing you have to remember carefully. Why? Because on this concept we are going to learn about the polarity of DNA, the two different ends of DNA, the 5' end and 3' end. So these two things we have to remember, that on the fifth carbon of the sugar phosphate will be attached, and on the third carbon of the sugar there is hydroxyl group is present, and that hydroxyl group is attached to the next phosphate of the next nucleotide, right? So that's why this third carbon and fifth carbon is very important whenever we are studying about the structure of DNA. Okay, so this is your deoxyribose sugar. So as we all know that the same kind of structure we can see in the RNA strand, but there is a difference between RNA sugar and DNA sugar. So this is the basic difference between RNA and DNA. So what is the difference? It is, in RNA there is ribose sugar. Which sugar is that? Ribose. And what is the difference between deoxyribose, which is present in the DNA, and the ribose, which is present in the RNA? The main difference is, on the second carbon there is hydroxyl group present in the ribose sugar, and on the second carbon there is only hydrogen is present. Okay, so the oxygen is absent on the second carbon. That is why we are calling it as deoxy. Oxygen is absent on the second carbon of the deoxyribose sugar. And there is hydroxyl present on the second carbon of the ribose sugar. So this is the basic difference between ribose and deoxyribose, and we can say the DNA and RNA also, because RNA contains ribose and DNA contains deoxyribose sugar. That's why we are calling it DNA as a deoxyribose nucleic acid and RNA as ribose nucleic acid, because of the difference in their sugar. Okay, so these things you have to remember. Okay, the next thing is how so many nucleotides get joined to form a strand of DNA. As we all know that DNA is made up of DNA is having two strands, right? And both strands runs anti-parallel. Okay, so as I told you about the third strand, on the third strand, let me take the eraser and clear it. So on the third strand, on the third carbon of the deoxyribose sugar, the next phosphate is attached, right? And here is your deoxyribose sugar of the next nucleotide, and this is your nitrogen base, right? So let's say this nitrogen base is guanine. Let me tell you about something about the nitrogen bases. Nitrogen bases are of two types, purines and pyrimidines. Purines and pyrimidines, or pyrimidines, whatever you can call it as. Purines are adenine and guanine. Adenine and guanine. And pyrimidines are cytosine and thymine. So we have two main types of nitrogen bases, purines and pyrimidines, and those main types have two more subtypes. Purines are adenine and guanine, and pyrimidines are cytosine and thymine. There is one more pyrimidine, uracil, but it is not present in the DNA. That's why we are studying about the DNA. So that's why I am not writing uracil here. But whenever we study RNA molecule, we have to write uracil. Why? Because uracil is present in RNA, not thymine. So instead of thymine, there will be uracil present in RNA. Okay, so this thing you should remember. So in this way, so many nucleotides are joined with the help of phosphodiester bond, which is present in the sugar, in and the nitrogen, sorry, sugar and the phosphate group. Okay, in this way all nucleotides get joined, and what we get here, we get the strand of, sorry, we get the strand of DNA. This is a single strand of DNA. Okay, so DNA strand has two ends. First end we can see here, it is 5' end, it is known as 5' end, and the next, sorry, let me, this end is 5' end and this end is 3' end. So why we are calling this end as 5' end and this end as 3' end? Because at the fifth carbon of this sugar, let me change the color, and at the fifth carbon of this sugar the phosphate group is present and that is free. This is the end of DNA. Let's say so many nucleotides are present, but this is the last nucleotide of the DNA, right? And this nucleotide's phosphate is not attached to the next nucleotide, so this phosphate will be free, and this phosphate is attached to the fifth carbon of the sugar. So that's why this end is known as 5' end of the DNA. And let's say this is the third carbon of the sugar, and hydroxyl group will be present, as I told you in the structure of deoxyribose sugar. At the third carbon there is hydroxyl group, and that is attached to the phosphate group of next nucleotide. But let's say this is the end of the DNA, this is the last nucleotide, and this hydroxyl group is free, it is not attached to the next phosphate. Let's see here, this is the third carbon and this hydroxyl group is attached to the next phosphate group, but this hydroxyl group is free, it is not attached to the next nucleotide. That's why this end is called as 3' end. So DNA has two ends, 5' end and 3' end. I hope you all got the idea about the polarity of DNA. It has two opposite ends, one end is 5' and second end is 3' end. So this is the first, this is the one strand of DNA. Let's draw the opposite strand which is present at the opposite of this strand. Let me clear all this stuff, please wait. Take the eraser and clear all this. So let's say we have the second strand of DNA. As we all know that the DNA is having two strands, two opposite strands, runs anti-parallelly. So that's why here is the phosphate group of this strand. The sugar will be, let's not draw the structure of phosphate here because this will be the 3' end, and at the 3' end there is no phosphate here, you can see. So that's why directly we can draw the sugar. Let's draw the sugar. So this is the sugar will be present like this. बहुत ही दूर निकाल दी मैंने. Let me close it. This. Okay. So here you can see the structure of sugar, and the sugar will be attached to the next its nitrogen base. Let's say in the opposite strand at the adenine there will be always thymine is present. This is the rule. So you have to remember two things here also, like adenine is always complementary with thymine, guanine is always complementary with cytosine. Adenine pairs with thymine with the help of 2 hydrogen bonds, and guanine pairs with cytosine with the help of 3 hydrogen bonds. These two things are very important because with the help of this complementary base pairing, 2 strands of DNA joins with each other. So let's say this is adenine and thymine, they are joining with the help of 2 hydrogen bonds here, and with the help of this bonding both the strands of DNA will join together. This is the 5th carbon of the sugar, and at this 5th carbon there will be phosphate, the sugar of the next nucleotide, and the next nitrogen base. At the opposite of guanine there always cytosine is present, and both the nitrogen bases join with the help of 3 hydrogen bonds. Let's draw the third nitrogen nucleotide, the third deoxyribose sugar, sorry, and let's say this is cytosine. So here guanine will be present, and they will join with the help of 3 hydrogen bonds. And let's say this is the guanine cytosine, thymine is present here. So at the opposite of thymine there will be uracil is adenine will be present, and this is the sugar of next nucleotide, and this is the phosphate group which is attached to the 5th carbon of the sugar. So this we can we say this is the 3' end, because at the third carbon 1 2 3 4 5th, at the third carbon it is hydroxyl group is present and it is free, it is not attached to the next nucleotide, is phosphate. And at the 5th carbon of the sugar there is phosphate present, and this is the 5' end of the DNA. Why? Because this phosphate is not attached to the next nucleotide. So in that way here you can see the ladder like structure of the DNA. Both the strands are joining with the help of hydrogen bond between the two nitrogen bases, and both the strands of DNA joins with the help of these 2 hydrogen bonds. And let's say this ladder, if you twist this ladder, you will get the whole complete structure of DNA. If you twist this ladder, you will get the structure like this, as you may have seen in so many images in books or in movies also, like twisted ladder structure. So at the outside of this ladder there is sugar phosphate backbone, and at the inside of the DNA or this twisted ladder, what we get? The nitrogen bases. Okay, so this was about the basics of DNA, basics of structure of DNA. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned some basics of this from this video, and thank you for watching my video.